This is a separate corner. This is E-Rock the Reds VR corner. And then there's going to be a cool stinger that comes in. Pew, pew, pew. Like these amazing graphics. I got the PSVR2. That was a hold for applause. Just, it's happening. So I've like literally for the past 4 months I've been back and forth whether or not I wanted to get it or not, and I finally did. I finally just pre-ordered it. It showed up just the other day, and I got a lot to say about it. Are you ready? Sit back, relax, grab a beverage. This is E-Rock Thread VR corner. More stingers coming in, more applause. It's all happening. So I got the system, popped it open, popped it on. I had the PlayStation VR 1. I've only ever once done like PC VR in the what was it? The Vive? I think I did it once. Not the Quest. It was either a Vive or the Quest. I only did it once at a friend's house, and it was cool. It was the best thing about those, the PC VR in my mind, is that you could just like any game, you could have mods and just like play like random games in VR. That's pretty cool. What's great about a console VR though is that the games you're playing are made specifically for a virtual reality experience, and they play perfectly right out of the box. So first of all, you put the headset on, super comfortable. It doesn't, it sits really well. I played it for about maybe about an hour and a half today, and towards the end, I did feel a little bit of like heaviness on the bridge of my nose, so I had to like adjust it back. But other than that, I didn't feel like I had it on like hardly at all. It was great for the whole over an hour. Clarity is fantastic. It's got a bit of a smaller sweet spot. So like, you move it up a little bit and it's blurry. You move it down a little bit, it's blurry. But then you lock it in and you twist it in and it locks it on your head right in that spot. And then it's perfect. Like the colors are amazing because it's got two OLED screens in there. So like the blacks are super black and the colors just pop, dude. Like I played this one game. It's called Cosmonious High. I played a demo of it, and it's like you're in like a high school or whatever, and it's these very bright alien like characters and stuff, and it was insane the level of brightness and stuff. I played Horizon, the Horizon Call of the Mountain game, and like the sky is super bright, and you look at the sun, and it's just like everything is so bright. And like the darks, which, sometimes you don't get a very black in VR. There's a little bit of like, the screen door effect or like, and this, it still has a little bit of that, but the dark scenes, like I was playing Resident Evil 8, which I would never do otherwise, but I was like, everybody's saying how it's the best, like one of the best games for the PlayStation VR, and it was on sale. It was on sale for $20. So I'm like, I gotta get it. I popped it on, terrified, but it's such an amazing experience. It looks so good. The graphics are fantastic. What else? Oh, the controllers are interesting. They're hard to like if you're not looking. They're hard to put on. Like if you have the headset on, it's hard to get them on. The cool thing about the headset is that you could press a little button on it, and the headset, it has camera. The headset has cameras throughout, and you can see your surroundings through the headset, which is really cool. I've never experienced anything like that. And then another cool thing that not as many games are using it right now, but it's eye tracking. So like wherever you're looking in the game, you can use it for the menus in the game or whatever to like choose like what you want to pick. But the big thing with the eye tracking is it has this thing called foveated rendering, and it wherever your eye is looking, it renders that using more power, and it takes a little bit of the clarity away from the other spots that you're not looking. So it kind of just focuses it there. So it's using the limited power. I mean, it's not limited, the PlayStation's power. It's less, obviously, but it's using that smartly in that like the shit you're looking at is like super crystal clear, but the things kind of like off to the sides are a little bit blurry. Um, so that's fantastic too. I played a lot of games. Gran Turismo 7 was the first one I put in because I was waiting for the controllers to charge. So it's a racing game. You use the DualShock controller. Instantly, I got sick. Like, not like throw up sick, but like I haven't played a VR game like that in a while. And so it pops you right into a car, and I'm driving, and like, when your body's not moving the same way as you're seeing yourself move, it does something weird. So instantly, so I played maybe about 5-10 minutes of that, and it wasn't getting any better. And I was like, okay, I got to take a break from this. So I stopped doing that, and I played my favorite game from PSVR1. It's a game called Synth Riders, and it's like a music game. Basically, like you're kind of like Beat Saber or whatever, but you're just kind of hitting these things, and it's more like you're dancing. Those games so fun, and in this game with the intense color and the intense brightness and everything, dude, it was just amazing. So that was really cool. And then I tried, I got a review copy of a game called Townsman. Didn't think I was gonna like this game. What it is, it's like like a sim game. You're like a giant like god or whatever, and you have this island in front of you, and it's like you could bring it like right up here, and you see these little people like walking right in front of your face and stuff like that, and you could pick them up and tell them to do stuff, or like if you need like wood or whatever, you could just like go grab it and like hand it to them on this little map. And it was so much fun. I'm gonna have I'll be putting up a full review of that one, as well as I got a review copy of a game called Unplugged. It's a like an air guitar thing. So you're playing like a guitar. It's kind of like a rock band thing that you got the things coming down the track, and you gotta rock out at the same time. And then it's like, so that was a lot of fun. I talked about Horizon. That was amazing. I only played the demo of that. And I really want to get the full game as soon as I can. After the Fall, never played this one before. It was out previously. They upgraded it for PSVR2. It's kind of like a zombie shooter, but it's a 4-player co-op game. This was a big surprise. I got in there and I could not believe like the gunplay in it. Fantastic. The just the sense of like the zombies coming at you and stuff, really really cool. I'm a big fan of that one. And then I just tried the Star Wars. There's like a Star Wars demo, and I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but this game was really well done for this first part. It was like you're in the cantina, and you're kind of just getting an idea of you get the sense of scale and stuff like that. There's a few, like you play darts and stuff like that, but it doesn't have like the full game. You go out and you do adventures and stuff like that. But this one, the graphics were beautiful, but I can't really comment on the actual gameplay. But in as brief as I could go, that's my quick take on the PlayStation VR2. I only got it yesterday. I got to mention too. First, right out of the box, there's an issue with one of the controllers not working when you are in a game, and Sony still hasn't put out like a patch for this. It works in a menu just fine, so it's not like a hardware problem. But when you're in a game, you have to use a workaround in that you start the game first and then turn on the controllers, and then it works. If you have the controllers on before you start the game, it won't. One of the controllers just won't work. Yeah, crazy, right? I was like furious. You buy a $600 thing, and you just want it to work. Is that too much to ask?
So, all things considered, for it, like the games that are out right now, would you say that somebody who enjoys their PlayStation VR1 that this is a worthwhile upgrade, or should they maybe wait until there's a wider selection of games or a better price on it?
I would say if you have a PS5 and you are interested in VR, then absolutely get the VR2. It's even if you never had the VR1 but just want to try VR or think it's something that you would enjoy, it is, I mean, it's a huge jump from the initial one in terms of setup. Like, this has one cord. You know, it still has a cable. It's not wireless like the Meta Quest 2, I believe. But it it's just one. And it's a long cord. You could get it. It's just a USB-C. You could get an extension, plug that in, and it didn't bother me at all. Like, it was, I didn't even realize it was there, and that's it. And then you're in there, you're playing it. There's not a much like HDMI shit to like mess with. So, um, the games, as far as the games right now, there's a huge lineup, especially if you didn't play the first one, because so many of those games they did make PSVR2 versions of them. Some of them you have to rebuy. Some of them have a free upgrade. Some of them only cost like $5 or $10 to get the upgrade. So there are a lot of options. Like Tetris Effect, that's $10 to upgrade. Same with Res, $10 to upgrade if you had them. But right now, I have enough games that I'll be playing. Probably, I'll be playing it for like 4 months without worrying about new games. And there's already a bunch that I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna buy this game called Pistol Whip. Everybody says it's amazing. It's kind of like a rhythm shooter. And then there was a State of Play that just came out, a Sony State of Play that came out today. We're gonna talk about. They announced 5 more games there, so the games aren't an issue. As far as AAA games, you got Gran Turismo 7 if you're into racers, Resident Evil 8 if you're into horror games, and then Horizon as far as an action game go. Those are all like the big AAA games right now. But some of these indie ones that are coming out are really doing a great job utilizing the VR and that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm a big fan. I definitely do recommend it. If you don't have a PlayStation 5, and then that's a little different when you're talking about going out and spending $1,100-$1,200 on something like that to get VR. But if you already got the PS5 and you're loving it, $550 to get playing in VR, and it's amazing VR. It rivals PC VR in my experience and from what I've read. So yeah, I'm a big fan, and it's gonna I'm not gonna be. It's gonna go into all the other games that I'm gonna be playing. So we'll see how I manage to balance the two. Oh, speaking of playing regular games, though, I did try. There's like you could play like a cinematic mode where it's just a giant screen, and that it's not like crystal clear like a 4K TV is, but it's close, man. It's close, like almost like a 10-foot 4K TV in front of you. The OLEDs really do a great job rendering that. So.